Good morning, bright and early this Saturday. We are going to start with an incredible, well, guest, of course. We are going to start also with a monthly mega deal. We are talking about Couture Creations Go Power and Emboss, the machine that pretty much does it all. And to tell us exactly what the monthly mega deal, which by the way already 10% has gone, because the sneaky peek that John D gave and his, a sneaky peek.
Sneaky peek, yes.
Not a sneaky peek. Anyway, shall we say, John, I mean, my pronunciation gets down the drain.
I lost the enter. No, sorry, it's my fault. I did put a sneak peek out on in my group on Wednesday night, because as people know, the reason I'm here demoing this machine is this is the machine I use.
Right.
Full stop. This is the machine that I've used for over 3 years. I have 5 of them. 5. So I have one at home, one for telly.
Right.
I have 3 for workshops.
Right.
Well, I actually have 2 for workshops, because one of them I actually gave to one of my angels when hers broke. But I love this machine so much, literally, and I've got 3 years experience with it, and it's the one I use. And the thing with this is, and this is why I sort of sneak peeked it to people, was this does every die ever made. Full stop.
Yeah.
Anything apart from the really big dies that were done for the
12 by 12,
the 12 by 12 machine that you've got and I've had.
Yeah, absolutely.
Apart from that, it will take every die ever made. And to me, to have one electronic A4 machine that does all of that was just an absolute amazing thing.
Yeah. Well, thanks to your sneak peek, sneak peek. It's 10% of the stock has already gone of the monthly mega deal. Right. So what are we getting with the machine? Aside from the machine itself, it comes with the plates. Can we run through which one?
It does. So it comes with the plates, and these are the plates you get with it are fantastic, to be honest. You're going to get an A plate, which is a really thick base plate. So you're going to get that. I'll put it round the right way so it doesn't look upside down. So you've got your really thick base plate, and what this does is it means it's a wide mouth machine. Right. So obviously it means you can take your wide mouth dies, but I'll be showing that through. You then get, now a lot of electronic machines, you're used to getting 2 thinner plates.
Right, yes.
What they've done with this, you get a thinner C plate and a thicker B plate. Okay,
yeah.
So what you do, I mean, I'll go through the plates and everything, but this C plate here is my TVC plate that's 3 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, that's literally how warped that's gone, if at all. And that's 3 years, and people know at home how often I'm on.
Yeah.
It's thrown in a case, and that's literally the one I've used for over 3 years. So by having that combination of the thicker B and the thicker C, I haven't had to replace that plate once.
And that's incredible, yeah.
You get the metal shim, and again, we'll go through the uses of that. And I've learned over the 3 years the amazing things you can do with this. It's not just to increase the tension. You also get a really thick rubber embossing mat.
Thicker than traditional.
It's a lot thicker than traditional, to be honest. So this is actually very good for doing, if you're wanting to emboss stencils and things like that. So that works an awful lot better for that. So you've got everything you need in those plates to virtually do all your dies. The only thing you would need is, but I'll go on to that when we get into the bigger deep dish dies, you will need an extra plate, but you've got everything you need for now, but also for the future.
That's the thing as well, you know, for the future. You don't know what sort of dies you're going to get in the future, as long and the machine will cope with them. I mean, one of the things I love about, remember when you were talking about it, is the fact that the mouth is slightly wider than the...
It is. This is one of the real clever things of this. Yeah. So many A4 machines have an A4 gap. Yeah. Yeah. If I tilt this, you'll be able to see. Yeah. See there, I've got an extra more than ½ an inch. It's actually more than my thumb. Yeah. In there. And it means if you're like me, I'm so lazy. Yeah. I jam things in at the wrong angle, and it still goes through. Yeah. It's wider. It's actually more letter size. So again, if you use some of the 12 by 12 paper, if you use some of things like the American letter size, it will take those and it gives you all of that. So it's made as a wider mouth. Yeah, and it really works.
So handy. I have to say, it has, you know, like I have got a one at home that is a little bit small, you know, narrower, and there is so many times that it doesn't go through properly, you know, and it's just an issue.
I've had it where literally I've put my metal shim into one of my older machines, the thing, and I've cut down the side.
Yeah.
The metal shim has gone through and cut into the plastic because it's such a tight fit.
It is indeed. Right, so it comes also with 2 embossing folders and plenty of dies to start with.
It does, and they give you, they're not giving you scrap dies.
No.
And I love this. They're not giving you tatty, horrible, you know, that you sort of, basics. If you've never had a die cutting machine, this will get you started. Because you've got in there, you've got all of the numbers, you've got from and to, you've got the bicycle, you've got a little tag, you've got some flowers, some flourishes, happy birthday. You've got everything you need to make quite a lot of cards and projects straight out of the box, along with the embossing folders. Yeah. So you're not having to think, right, well, it's not one of those where they've done the deal where they're saying, right, to make the machine look better, we'll throw a load of... No, this has been designed just to go with this machine. And it means that out of the box, all you need to add is card.
Well, and this is the one thing that we usually have got lots of. So what would be your recommendation? We get it out of the box. What do we do with it?
Right, your best thing to do, when you get it out of the box, I'm not going to use something very... easy. I don't think that's fair. So what you want to do is you're using your base plate. So you've got a brand new machine, you've taken it out, you've got your base plate, Ignore the instructions. So ignore the instructions that are actually in the box. And follow what I'm saying. Because the things have changed since they were originally printed. So what you do is C-plate.
Okay,
I'm then going to go card. And I'm going to go with one of the dies in the set, because I think it's fair to show you what you can do. I'm just going to tape this down to stop it moving.
Perfect.
Really important with your die cuts. And again, I'm putting this, can you see on the side? You may be used to, if you've seen demos of machines in the past where they'll go in the middle to show you how great it is. The tension's the same all the way across. But you'll always get a better cut on the side with any machine. No matter what they tell you, you will always get a better cut with that.
It's the law of physics.
It is. It is the law of physics. They are held together at the side, and your rollers go like that, and they will, you'll always get better tension. Get into good habits. Then your B plate on top. If you do this, you will not warp any of your plates.
So the B plate, which is...
the thicker one on top. If you go that way and you start putting the thinner plate against the rollers, you're going to find it starts to warp in one direction or another.
So the thicker one is the one that is over the top.
And this is all you do is, I'm going to bring my machine in slightly.
I did it wrong, I think, then my demo, so the last day. So I'll try to do it properly.
Always try and remember, just think be on top, be on top all the time.
Be on top,
because
I like that.
You'll save yourself a fortune. So
I like that.
It's got really simple controls. Sorry, on and it goes on. But this is the thing I love. You know where you've got machines and a lot of them they've got little hooks that hang down. And you've got to connect into those. To make it run. No, you don't. This runs automatically.
I love that.
Press the run button. Present the.
And can we talk about how quiet it is?
And how smooth.
Because a lot of the time
you can stand back.
There's no...
And the fab thing is, this will run until at the back there's a little gate that closes. And this will carry on running until
you grab
that gate closes.
I mean, I do a lot of crafting, and I always say, I always have the craft store, or sometimes create on craft. That is how it started a long time ago. And the fact that when I'm die cutting, I have got such a noisy machine, I literally either have to stop or put it very loud, the sound, because it's so loud. With this machine, you don't have that problem, do you? Because it's so quiet.
It is literally almost whisper quiet. I mean, I know I sit in my craft cave or stand in my craft cave because I craft standing, as everyone knows. This is why I have it at this height. And I'm watching the TV. And I don't have to turn the TV up when I'm running my machine. And that's the most annoying thing. So I'm just going to take these, you see each little bit of this wheel? Watch how each bit pops out. And the sign to me of a good die cutting machine, I'm going to stop there just to show you
Look
there.
at that.
Can you see how that's beveled the edge? I don't need to emboss it, and I've got to be honest, I have never embossed a die in my Go Power.
Wow.
I've never put the rubber mat on and embossed
Which is
it.
really
I've
thick
never
and
needed
nice.
to, because the power is there.
Well, the other day when I was doing the Miss P, and by the way, we have got a Miss P show at 9 o'clock. I mean, a selfish plug there. But you know, I put it the outline of the butterfly through within the what is it called? The solid butterfly, and it embossed beautifully without using
a
rubber mat. And that's what I love. I love that extra pressure that this machine gives you.
It does, and I think that's what makes the difference. And what they've done is, I'm going to show you now. This is one that Sam prepared for me because
Sam,
we've all got
hugs.
We've got lots and lots of. We've all got lots and lots of dyes by lots and lots of companies. So this is one, I think this is a tattered lace dye, to be honest. It's one of Sam's.
Is it tattered lace one day special lunch and tonight? I think so.
Ooh. So this is a tattered lace dye. And this is, if we look how detailed and intricate that is, yeah? So there's a lot in there. Yeah. So this was done in my old machine. Yeah, this is my machine at home that's 3 years old.
Yeah.
So can you see there? That's done with, and he's written on it, no shim.
Yeah, wow, yeah.
Okay. This one is written with shim. And this is what they've done, which is so fantastic in the Go Power. Yeah. They've included that for you. So I'm just going to take, again, A plate. Remember.
Right.
B plate on top, so C plate down.
B on top.
And if you've never die cut before, I don't know if you can see here, look, there's a perfect impression in my plate.
Right, yes.
Okay, of that bicycle.
Yeah.
That's what happens. When that first happened on my first die cutting machine, my other half turned around and went, that can't be right, it's faulty, it shouldn't be making that. And I cut up a self-healing cutting mat instead, and all sorts of crazy things, until I realised, no, that's right, your plate
exactly
will
what
get covered.
Has to happen, yeah.
So I've got some proper real linen card here, and I'm going to, where have I put it? So I know that this die, is very detailed and very intricate, And as I said, the machine is designed to do everything, and cut everything. So if I think, right, that's really intricate, there's no point me standing here now and going, and saying to you, well, at home, you know, you're going to run a really intricate die through, bang in the middle, and it's going to be amazing, because we know that that doesn't last forever. As crafters, we know.
It is, yeah.
They've included the metal shim. Yeah. And this is the first time you use it. I put that on, B on top, and all that does is increase the amount of pressure. Doesn't change it, and the machine itself, if it's got too much in, will just reject it. Absolutely. Plus, on here you've got, watch.
Reverse,
no
which
stop,
I love that.
No pause.
No.
Just press reverse and it automatically stops and reverses.
And I always love that, because it's like a lot of the times with intricate dies, it has cut in one go, but doing a second time, it makes that you get the bits falling off much easily.
It does. It crisps it and it sort of finishes it. But now we'll take this out, which I know is notoriously, I mean, really, I should have tested this first, and I haven't, but I don't need to, because there,
look at that. I mean,
every single little bit. But if we can get in really close on this, if I put this on black,
yes, you will.
You'll see that all of these lines have cut, all of these dots, all of these bits, And that's why I say it's almost future-proof, because if dies are getting more and more and more complex, this machine will cope with it, and it will deal with every other bit. But the best recommendation I can give is it's the one I use and have done for a long time.
And the fact that you bought actually 5 of them. 880282 is your item number. Over 10% of the stock has gone. It's a monthly mega deal. You have got a £10 saving, but on top of that, you can flexify into 3 interest-free payments of £46.66. Now, it comes in with the 2 embossing folders, the 30 dies, and the ABC, the metal shim and that rubber mat. Now, something that you may want to add extra, or maybe you are adding to your baskets with the machine itself, is the magnetic platform. Now, I haven't seen this yet, but you have got the details on the screen, £18.99, brand new today, and you are shopping ahead for it. Now, John, this looks different from traditional magnetic shims, right?
It does. I am going to have to borrow yours.
Yes,
because unfortunately it isn't yours.
It is not mine.
This one is mine.
I'm
so
very
you know on
jealous,
air, normally we show you a brand new product and it's never been opened and it's not been used. This looks as if it hasn't been used. This is mine.
I mean,
and this has been used, and this is how well it's kept.
Yeah.
But the difference is, when you have a magnetic shim normally, or a sheet, it's a sheet of magnetic paper or of magnet. This is a solid plate that replaces your B plate. Yeah. So you put it down, but can you see, this has been used and it isn't wrecked. It's got printing on it. You look really carefully, you'll see where I've put some numbers in it. I don't think you'll be able to see the impression.
Oh, yeah, well, just gently,
There we go. You can see where I've actually used this. There you go. This is how good it is. Does your magnetic shim for your machine look like this?
No, absolutely not.
Of course it doesn't. So I'm going to take, again, a really detailed die. Yeah. When I want to lay down and I want to get a frame together, the magnetic shim makes it so much easier.
And I love that it's printed directly onto the magnetic platform. So we find it.
You know what's the right side.
Exactly,
Yeah. So card goes on. Okay, now you use your C plate.
The C plate,
Now, what did I say about the C plate?
That goes underneath?
Yeah, of course it does.
Ah.
Because you'll pay for it. Honestly, you'll regret it.
Yeah.
You genuinely will. If you put your C plate on top, and you do it a lot, and you start to warp it, you will, because they are that confident in the plates on this machine that at the moment you can't get C plates. Yeah. Because they never, when they produced the machine, they didn't produce thousands of extra C plates. Yeah. Because they didn't need to, because they knew that you won't need to replace it.
Right.
So, but you see there, so if you're not a taper down like me, but that's 3 dies, these are John Next Door dies, I think we've got this one on the show.
Yeah, we do actually, it's just coming up.
Again, every single little piece, but if you look at this, and this is something I learned from somebody else when they were actually, I watched someone else demoing a machine, and they actually showed you how the pressure works. And the answer was, if you look across the line here, let's pop it against, again, something dark. If you look across the line here, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So you've got 40 points on that line to cut. But every single one, and I just want to prove it by taking the rest out, has cut.
You know that I used to work for one of the big well, I worked for 2 big manufacturers, but especially the first one, the manufacturers of die cutting machines. When we started designing dies there for stainless dies, they were like very strictly, I think they started with 8 points of cut in parallel, so you couldn't have any more 8. No. And then it was 16, and that was just the absolute maximum.
Yeah, you couldn't. I remember the first machines, you don't go past 16 points of cutting.
Yeah, exactly.
Here you're going past
almost 40. Yeah, I mean
I've had 100. It's no problem. But again, they come off the dies. You know where they are. I mean, I've used this at home just to put it down on one side. Yeah. But then that doesn't look that used. Yeah. And you can see where I've cut it. But you see the pressure of the machine, because again, if you look carefully, you'll see an impression of the die cut of what I've done in there. Just about.
Barely.
Yeah. But it shows, but look, not warped, not moved. So this isn't anything like your normal magnetic shims.
Absolutely, it's not, very, very busy for the magnetic platform. Remember, brand new today. I know many of you have been waiting for it. £18.99 is your price. Remember, if you are going for the Go Power and Emboss, it has got 3 flexes. So if you add your magnetic, you don't pay £18.99, but you would be paying, I believe it's £6.33. I think that would be it, because it's 3 flexes. 520. Oh yeah, I got it right.
Well done. And you did that in English, and I know that you have that number thing, don't you, where you have to physically see numbers. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's a funny thing with numbers and me. My brain is neurologically weird. 420407, and I'm sure that's not news, not news to anybody. That everybody's like, yeah, we knew that, Paula. We knew that you were weird. We are very busy for the machine. Remember, it's a monthly mega deal. It is a monthly mega deal because it is one of those machines that it's easy to use, but it delivers the results. Personally, I love my die cutting machines. I'm not gonna lie, I have got a variety of them at home. But one of the things that I will always look in a die cutting machine is that is reliable, that I can go on air. Literally, I went on air. I remember doing my demos for Miss P the first time around, and literally, I think I had like one go before it, like literally a 5-minute go, and then I was confident. Part of it is because it has got John's seals of approval. I know John is one of these people that is no-nonsense person. He tells it as it is. And when he kind of chose to use this machine and stuck with this machine, and when he raved about the machine, I was like, yeah, I can use it live on air. And this is something that, as a professional demonstrator, I will tell you, you do not want to use a machine that will, you know, make the dies look bad. You will go for the best machine that you can demonstrate with. And this is why many of us, when we are on live on air, we go for the Go Power and Emboss. This is what you want at home, to be able to plug it in, have the platforms that you need to, for not just your thin dies, but your embossing folders, for your big size. I have got a lot of big size from Sussex. I want to use them. I don't want to have to change die cutting machines every time that I need to use them. This machine doesn't take that much space either on your surface. Also, the other thing I found is that, well, the reverse button that it has, it means that I can run it once and then back or forward, and that kind of means that, for instance, on big butterflies, they just peel off, all the bits fall off. It comes in with a non-magnetic, they're rubber as well, a mat, so that means that you can emboss all your dies, you can emboss die cuts as well, so you suddenly transform your dies into embossable elements as well. And it comes with the, you know, the universal metal adapter, which adds that extra thickness, but of course metal means that it will be in that durability as well. 880282 is your item number. Incredibly busy for the monthly mega deal, approaching 20% of the stock. Do not forget those 3 flexes. Personally, I strongly recommend to put it into flexes and then add that magnetic platform as well. You won't regret it. It's like having an extra B plate as well. So even if you are somebody who is going to say, well, I'm not sure if I'm going to use it for every time, is there for those times when you need it. And even if you flexi, you don't have to pay £18.99, but £6.33 today. You can see them on the website, thecraftstore.com, and you can see them there as well. So you have £18.99, and you have got also we have got the extra place. You know what I would do? Now that they're in stock, I would definitely get an extra B and a C plate, just in case, because they are in stock.
You don't have the C.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, just the B.
Yeah, and I'm going to get really, really told off now.
Yeah.
I've never needed an extra B. That's
right.
there if you've broken it, damaged it, or anything like that. But you know, the magnetic platform is far more usable. But what I will be going through a little bit later as well is how we can do the big styles and what you might need for that. So that might be a better way to do it.
Like you were saying, I mean, you don't need the extras, but sometimes like people like me are just like, you know, just in case.
To be fair, I do have. I do have an extra set at home of plates just in case. I genuinely do. It's not. You know, I would hate to say to people, oh yes, you've got to have one of those. Yeah, but I do it. But then I have to have 2 of everything.
By the way, of course, I need to say something as well, John. We have got an email and we will get to it in just a second. But John, you were last night on Create and Craft, weren't you?
I was, yes.
And very successful. Well, I just wondered, how was your experience?
It was wonderful. It was really nice. It was lovely to see people I haven't seen for a long time.
It is, indeed.
Although I was there last week, I got to see a few more people yesterday because I haven't really been back in the building in 6 years.
Wow.
So it was really nice to see people. They were so friendly and warm and welcoming, and it was nice to see everyone come together. It is,
absolutely. And coming together, that's what we are doing on the 25th of February. And here there is a little bit of more information about how it's going to work. It is indeed a big family, Create and Craft and the Craft Store, and you can start, well, you'll watch us through the months coming. But that email that we promised you is from Samantha, and Samantha says, morning, Paula and John. Morning, Samantha. So looking forward to this show, as I have this lovely machine in the pink version, which was an exclusive deal, wasn't it? Love it to bits, and looking forward to hints and tips from John. Absolutely. I do have one question, and I hope John can cover it all. What's the sandwich for our 3D embossing folder?
Right.
I have tried a couple of times and it has worked, but my embossing mat is looking a little bit stretched. Thanks in advance.
I have sort of learnt or retaught myself some bits. So, strangely enough, I brought a 3D embossing folder.
Prepared.
I brought everything. I didn't know that question was coming up, to be honest. It's been printed out and not read out, so I don't actually know. But what I'm going to do again, I'm going to use some of the real linen card here, which has got it's got linen texture on the front and the back. Yeah. And the reason I'm pointing that out is because, obviously, the way that the machine works is it's going to emboss. It's going to emboss it, but it's going to leave a little bit of the texture.
I see.
And I love that. That's how the pressure works on this. So this is a Nelly Snellen 3D embossing folder. And what I've discovered recently is what you do first, because every embossing folder from every company is different. They're all made in different factories. They're all made in different places. So now what I've discovered is embossing folder, 3D, and my B plate.
Okay.
Yep, that's it.
That's simple enough.
I run it through.
And I suppose if you have got, say, a 3D embossing folder that is from a manufacturer that they make them a little bit thinner, you can always put a shim, a paper,
you can.
or
well,
acetate.
What I would do is I would look at this now and I would go, right, okay, am I happy with that level of emboss? I've got to say, yes, I am.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, why did I use white? Honestly, I'm really so sorry.
Like, she's getting there, though. She's very good, our Shay.
There you go.
Yeah.
And that's what I love. And can you see, if you get close, you can see that linen texture hasn't moved inside there, because all it's done, the machine hasn't put so much pressure on that it warps the card. It's just put the pattern in, and you can still see that linen texture. And that's, to me, is a sign of a really good machine. It's not just throwing too much pressure at it, but if that didn't work, I would take my metal shim.
Adding that extra.
I would put that on the bottom. And then I would put my folder on, B plate, and run it through.
Perfect.
If I wasn't happy, remember, this is a tool.
Yes.
This is your tool. This is yours. It belongs to you. Don't be frightened of it. So if you think that's not crisp enough, take a couple of sheets of cheap watercolour card. Or I use an awful lot, I use craft card, because it's got a nice loft to it. It's nice and thick. I'll put a couple of sheets of that in and run it through. But I found now the best way to do a 3D is with the B. Don't use the C in the mat, but use the B. So I hope that helps, Samantha.
I think that's a very good starting point, Samantha. So try that, the B plate and then the metal universal plate. Now, if you have got any more questions, of course, put them through studio@thecraftstore.com. John will be back, I believe, at 1 o'clock. Is it 1?
No, it's 11.
11
o'clock.
We're done, Wheeler.
Yeah.
So, of course, if you have got more questions, do make sure that you email us in, you know, and we will read them as many as we can during the hour. Because this is a machine that it's very intuitive, but there is sometimes the thing of how to use. For instance, if we have got one of the big styles that, funnily enough, I didn't see that you were going to show them, but I was like, that's the next one.
This is one of mine. This is one of my Tim Holtz ones.
Yes, which I adore.
I'll always give, I think you'll recognise it. I think it's one that nearly all of us have got.
Yes, the dressmaking form.
Yeah, this is, I think, the third die I ever bought, literally. So I'm going to take a little bit of, this is grey board, serious, decent grey board. I've only just started. How could I have lost things already? No different. But what you need to do this is, so for any big die, or I've got here a Spellbinders Platinum Deep Dish die that I bought from one of your happy hours.
Oh yes, it's
I think I got it from you. Yes.
Well, I did my job.
You did your job. You always do with me, Paula. That's the problem. So what you need to do for this is you need to use 2 C plates.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you're lucky enough to have 2 C plates, as I have, then you would put C-plate on the bottom and a C-plate on the top. Okay, but I am going to explain in a minute what we can do if you haven't got two C-plates, or what you can get. Because as I say, Couture Creations knew when they first did the machine that you wouldn't need to replace the plates often. So they didn't order lots and lots of C-plates. So it is a little difficult that they're not all available. So that's with my C-plate, but that's through, and I want to explain how thick that is. I mean, that is the thickest grey board I think I've ever had.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I've even got the little cotton reel and the buttons. But you may not have two C-plates. But this is where two things almost come like magic on this.
Oh.
I use two die cutting machines. Yeah. I use the Kaleido. Yeah. So I use the Kaleido, and what we did when we designed the Kaleido, because I was already using this, we used the standard plate format.
Right.
So the Kaleido plate format is identical to the Go Power and Emboss format, except with the Kaleido you get a magnetic base plate, a 5mm plate, and two 3mm plates.
Right.
Yeah. And what do you need for a big die? Yeah. You need two 3mm plates. So if you've got any of this standard size, most of us don't have the longer ones. Yeah. But if you have got the longer ones and you've got the two clear plates for the Sizzix, they will go through this. So, because it's all standard sizing.
So for excuse me, because I have got so many clear plates from the Sizzix, so I could just straight away use them in the Go Power and Emboss. So that makes all the big slides, I can use them straight away. Straight with the Go Power.
But if you haven't and you're wanting to use your big styles, you can get either the whole Kaleido plate combination or the two C plates, the two 3mm plates. So
is that
Dolly board?
Dolly board. Oh, I love from Dolly Dimples.
So a C plate or the 3mm plate from the Kaleido on the bottom, your die, your card, the 3mm plate on the top. But if you look at the aperture in my machine, so I bring this in a little bit. It's A4, isn't it? And we know with A4 machines, you have to put an A4 plate in.
Absolutely, because otherwise it
doesn't work. So you'd have to, no, you don't. No. Doesn't matter where I put this in here, press run.
Because it runs, it doesn't have a reader, basically.
It doesn't have a reader. It will run and take those plates through.
Absolutely.
So for your big styles, if you're struggling, you can't get a C plate, get yourself either the full set of Kaleido plates, because there is my big die cut, again, in the dolly board. And there I've got my little cotton reel and my button. Perfect. But also, and this is something I do an awful lot at home, I can take my standard Kaleido plates. Right. I'm going to take my standard Kaleido plates. I'm going to get a little bit again of the real linen card. And let's cut, what shall we cut? I'll cut a detailed flower. I'll cut one of the mosaic flowers, okay? Tape down, 3mm plate on top, but again, now I don't have to run for just that. I don't have to run a whole A4 plate through. Look, anywhere I go, press run.
And perfect.
And it still works on the reverse.
This is, I mean, in my experience...
You don't do that on an A4 machine, do you? You have to use A4 plates.
And also, you know, like I have been using die cutting machines for, well, I think I taught my first die cutting machine in die cutting class in 2004. So it's been a long time, using die cutting machines. And one of the things I'm very wary and is to use a new machine, especially live on air, because you're kind of thinking, I don't know how it's gonna go. And it was so easy and reliable, and every time, I mean, even last time I was thinking, I'm not sure if it's gonna die cut this paper that is very kind of glossy and it has got those layers, or it has got the cardstock that is thick, or the glitter. This machine has coped beautifully with it. And the fact that you can use smaller plates as well.
It is. The thing is, if you've got those big styles, which I haven't, you know, I adore.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about the tailor's dummy.
Yeah.
Literally, I love this. I've used it so much in my sort of like personal crafting and over the years. But I've not been able to cut it for so long because I would have to bring out my old original Big Shot to do it, which I don't have anymore. I actually gave it Lottie.
Oh, lucky her.
Lottie had that.
Yeah.
But now, just with the combination that I use, and it's my thing, I used the Go Power and Emboss, which everyone who watches Craft Caves know lives there at home.
Absolutely.
My Kaleido lives there, but to know that my Kaleido plates can go through it, and without having to buy another C-plate, I can use the Kaleido plates to cut all of my big styles.
I love that. I love that. And also makes life faster, life quicker. You can then have more time to do other stuff. 880-282. I know certain people like you are like John and myself. You have got several die cutting machines, and there is a reason for that. Is that because we want to enjoy our process, we want to enjoy the crafting, and maybe you have been looking to upgrade to an A4 die cutting machine. I know quite a few people have said that after my Miss P big butterfly dies, because they were like, oh, I need a bigger die cutting machine. Maybe that's your chance. Maybe you have got some Christmas money still. Maybe you have got a birthday coming up. Treat yourself to a die cutting machine that grows with you, that straight out from the box is going to be delivering those results. We are actually approaching 20% of the stock of the monthly stock, which is incredible. If you want yours, you know what to do. Check out your baskets, put them in there. You have got the Flexi as well, which is 3 interest-free payments. 880-282 is your item number. Now, the magnetic platform, brand new today, but we are very, very sorry to tell you that it's technically gone. Now, brand new today, and we are going to try to get more on extender, but there is absolutely no guarantee that is gonna be happen. So if you have it in your baskets, please make sure to check out your baskets. As it is right now, there is no more an extender. We are going to try. If we can, we will tell you. £18.99 for those ones. Now, the Kaleido plates also very busy because, well, you may have Kaleido, or maybe you have got the Go Power and Emboss, and you want to get that extra plates. So it allows you to use the actual big styles in here. Now you have got in here you have got the 3mm pair and the 5mm and the magnetic base. So you have got the full bundle. £36.47 is your price. You are saving £4. And remember, when you add this to your Go Power and Emboss, you can flexify it into 3 payments. Shall I try to kind of work it? So it will be 12. So it would be £12, and it would be, I would sell you 15.
Wow, well done. And I can honestly test there. Paola was not told in her ear. She worked that one out. That did not come through her ear, I promise.
Well so done. Proud. I'm going to send that to my sister.
I was trying to do it at the same time.
Yeah, I was like, I feel that's so good. Anyway, 719-277 is your item number, and remember, I forgot already how much was the first payment back. £12.15. Wow. You never see, miracles happen at 7 a.m. on the craft store. So, and you have witnesses. Now, I should go and buy a lottery ticket or something like that, shouldn't I?
You should. I would, definitely. Anyway,
234-373 is the actually item number for the metal shim non-stick craft mat. £12.98 is your price. Now, the non-stick craft mat, how do we use that one? Because is it for kind of hot glue gun and things like that?
Well, that's what it was designed for.
Okay.
Okay, and I promised I would bring this on as soon as I could. Yeah. It was designed to be a silicone mat to be used for your hot glue.
Right.
Yeah, but what I actually do is I cut it down with a pair of scissors to make it into an embossing mat for my Kaleido or my Kaleido plates.
Perfect, yeah.
And we never did an embossing mat for the Kaleido because, to be honest,
you don't need it.
The cost of doing one was really expensive.
Yeah.
And to have this made to this size, it would have been 3 times the price of that size.
Yeah,
it was crazy. So we cut it down. But this is, what I find is, to be honest, if I want to emboss a die, yeah, and this is my personal, I mean, you know, I've been asked to do this show for my personal opinion. Yeah. I find that the rubber mat that you get is too thick. Yeah. And I don't know where I've put mine because I use it, oh, there we go. I find the rubber mat is far too thick. Yeah. For me, I have to mess about with plates. So if I want to do what I call die quilting.
Right,
So I'm going to grab a piece of card here, and I'm going to grab a piece of black 300 GSM, and I want to quilt the die.
Right,
So what I want to do is, I want this pattern to be sort of quilted in. So I'm going to put that one in, and I'm going to pop, actually I'm going to pop a flower in the middle. Why not? I can. So I'm going to pop that in, and I want to quilt it, which is effectively, I want to emboss the die and not cut it. When I use the large mat, I find it's too thick. So what I can do now is, again, go down with, remember, C-plate on the bottom, and I'm using my old C-plate because it doesn't matter. Yeah. I've got my card and my die going up. You see I marked the card so I knew what was what. Put the mat on. Put my B-plate on top. I'm not having to mess about and then run. See, that says...
it doesn't, no.
I'm not... it's too tight. Can you imagine what it's like when you're using that one? It's far too tight. Whereas what I can do is...
Place the Kaleido 3mm plate.
Place the 3mm on.
And remember, we have got the 3mm plates with the
So I use that as, it's not designed as an embossing mat, but I use it as one, and I cut it down because it's a lot cheaper.
Absolutely.
And I think we've included the metal shim.
Perfect,
And this is the bit, again, so you can see now where I've got that. I've got the impression.
Oh, I love that. And then with your Mica Magic over it.
I would go over the Mica Magic. So I've just turned my dies into an embossing folder.
Absolutely.
By using that. Go over with your Mica Magic and you'll pick it up. But do you remember the tattered lace die I did earlier?
Yes, the umbrella.
So I had the umbrella, so I'm going to grab a little bit more of the white card. Remember I shimmed it?
Yes.
Okay, so I haven't grabbed enough cards, but sometimes you don't want to. You've got just one area. Or you've got a smaller die. So we'll just do that one. I've not put the shim in here. I use the A5. I use this metal shim more than I use my large A4 because all I'm doing is shimming the die that isn't cutting rather than stretching the pressure across the whole machine. So if I use an A4 one in there, I'm almost stretching the pressure everywhere. By using the little A5, of course, then I've got exactly same cut again. All that detail as we had. So this is the biggest recommendation I can give anyone on die cutting is those two. And all I do is trim mine down with a pair of scissors. And they will solve so many problems in your machines. Really genuinely will. And the other thing that I'm going to say quite honestly, I nicked this off Sheila Halliwell.
Oh yeah, our lovely Sheila.
She was talking about metal shims, and she was actually saying how, take another piece of card. What you can do when you've got a smaller one like this is, if this was a card blank, I'm going to do a wheeler now and just make a random card blank on
right. No, talking about the wheeler, she's coming
we'll
up
pull
next.
With
the two Dawns are going to be next at 8 with a one-day special.
So what I would do is, if I want to cut, I want this to cut into just the front of that die cut there. Or it's an envelope. See, I've got the metal shim.
That's a very good idea.
And this is something that, as I say, Sheila talked about on air, and I thought, oh, what a brilliant idea. Because a number of times I mark something.
Absolutely.
Or I have to fold the card open, and it warps it. If you've got a card blank and you cut into it, sometimes the pressure in the machine can actually warp the card blank.
Absolutely.
Whereas this way, it doesn't.
Oh, I love that. I love the way that everything kind of works together with the Go Power and Emboss. Maybe you have got the Go Power and Emboss before it and you want to add this bundle into it. Or maybe you are like me, a completionist. You go for the machine and you want to have everything that you want, you can have today. Let's have a look at what John has done, because it's it's great to see it in action. It's great to see the incredible power of the Go Power and all that detail.
Well, can you see here I'm getting bits out with white in because I hadn't actually cleared them out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if I put a piece of white in, you can see there, first of all.
Yeah, there's that.
I've not pricked, I mean, I can sit and get those bits out.
Yeah.
You know, do my...
But live TV is
but
just,
you see it on the inside, I've not cut through. I've got a little shadow.
Perfect. Yeah.
That's
there it is.
But look at my metal shim.
This is perfect. It is.
I mean, and this is old. Look, I mean, look, you know how I treat things. Look how lovely that is with bits of glue and all
I can vouch for that.
Yeah, you know I treat things a trade. These are tools to use. These are not things to love and adore and clean. These are tools to use.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, of course, if you want to go for the metal shim and the non-stick crab mat, very, very busy for that. 234373 is your item number, £12.98. Now, those gorgeous dies that John was using, well, we do have them in stock right now, so you can have a look at them. I adore these dies. I adore them because they are decorative. They remind me of that Gothic cathedral, like kind of those big windows, rose windows, like the light shows through. But also it shows a little bit of a flower. It could be a poinsettia for Christmas. It could be something like a get well soon card. It's so many possibilities. 12 dies, £21.98. I mean, your samples, as always, are just such a stunning way of showcasing those, and the size of them. I mean, a sizable die.
It is. You can get this on a 5-inch card and it looks great, but you can put it on something like an 8-inch and it really, really works. But every layer's in there, and this is where I wanted to put on the show a die that I knew needs a good machine.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because we will always say, as crafters, we're a nightmare for blaming ourselves or the wrong thing.
Absolutely.
So we'll go, this die won't cut.
Yeah.
We say that constantly, and I've seen that so many times, and I've got to be honest, there's only ever once in my entire career anyone's brought a die to me at a show that didn't cut.
Yep.
And there was a flaw on it, and that's once out of the thousands I've gone through. And the reason a die won't cut is either we're doing something wrong or the machine's wrong.
Yeah.
The machine is running out of time, or it's the wrong machine, or it's the wrong combination. And again, I wanted to bring dies that were really delicate to show you, and every single sample you are showing has been made on the Go Power and Emboss.
I love that. So you are getting the Windsor, mandala and the corners, 12 dies in total for just £21.98. 009345 is your item number. Remember, if you are adding anything to your basket with the Go Power, you have got the possibility to flexify it into 3 interest-free payments. And then we have got the flowers here, the absolute stunning lattice flowers. I think I showed a sample that it was the lattice flowers rather than the mandala, but let me show it. Here it is. That is the one. Now this coordinates with so many of your dies.
It does. It's that lattice. There's a lattice on nearly everything I do. Yeah. There genuinely is a lattice on nearly everything I do. And again, I wanted to bring on. I didn't want to bring on dies that were easy to cut. Yeah. Because that, you know, we can all do that to make a machine look good. I wanted to bring on some of the most complex dies that I do to cut, and obviously if you look at that smaller flower there at the sort of bottom left, well, it's my bottom right, but it could be anywhere at home, to be honest, 'cause I've never understood camera right and camera left. But if you see, oh, brilliant, mean, she's gone straight into it. Yeah. Look how detailed
it's
that is.
It's my bottom left.
Is your bottom left, right? I'll try and remember that. Paola's bottom left.
Okay.
Oh, there's no comma. But can you see every single thing is cut through?
Yeah.
And you need a good machine, and you need to have confidence in your machine to do a die like that. And I wanted to show the confidence I've got in this by bringing on really complex dies to cut.
Well, I mean, and that says it all. £12.99 is your price. You're saving £3. 127174 is your item number. Now, now you have spotted John using a die brush and an eraser, and here there is. You have got the bundle for you. It's just $9.99. And John, it's funny because there are other die brush available, and I'm not gonna, you know, that they are there. But this goes extra. That goes further than a regular.
It does, because you've got the brush, which is great. You've got the pokey tool, which comes out of it as well. So you've got the pokey tool that comes out as well from there. But you've also got the spade. And this is weird, but this is really important. If you look at this die here, when I cut this, there's almost no way into it. The spade will go underneath and pull it out.
Right. Yeah.
So not only can you hold, and I honestly, you know I do this. Yeah. Doesn't get every bit out. So I'll clean it out, and certainly, where are we? Oh, I thought I'd left, no, I haven't. Normally I leave some, oh, I have, brilliant. In one of these corners. Yeah. They're too small to flick. Yeah. Yeah. They're far too small for me to be able to get those out. Yeah. But with the brush, literally
just kind of
out.
Yeah. And then if there is one or two, then
and
you
if
have
there's one or two, I can just click out and go, that one's being stubborn, it's gone. It's just so much easier, and it feels nice in your hand.
And that's very important.
And that makes such a difference. Do you remember the I had the original one, which was like a long stick. Oh yeah. With like a brush, and I couldn't hold it right.
It's nice to have it. Yeah, it fills your hands, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Definitely.
Yeah. All right, so if you want yours, $9.99 is your price, 527273 is your item number. You will find it on the website, thecraftstore.com, alongside a lot more. Now remember, we are talking about the monthly mega deal, that amazing Go Power and Emboss. It is an incredibly busy show, and I know it's 7 a.m., but you know and love. You have heard the reviews, you have heard other crafters, you have heard John, you have heard people like myself that I don't own this one. I'm going to be completely honest, at home, because I'm on a budget, so I have to kind of be in and I understand that. But however, if you're like me, that you are on a budget and you want to upgrade your machine, I would consider most definitely that FlexiBuy, because I may not be able to afford £150 or £139 today, but I can afford £46 and 66 pence. If you are like me and you're thinking, I'm frustrated with having just the smaller machine, or I'm frustrated, like my mom always says, it's like she has got the Big Shot Plus and she loves it, but she's like, you know, she's getting to an age where it hurts her shoulder. So she's like, can we get it? I need to send her this one for her birthday. She did actually.
I remember you saying last time she wanted one of those sending out to her.
She had seen your show and said that, oh, you know that lovely guy that is in there. So like, is it really good at that machine? I was like, yeah, it is very good. I said, like, do you think I can buy one from a Spain? And like, yeah, if you are in the continent or even in Europe, even in continent Europe, in the USA, you can get the machine, and especially if you're a Freedom member, anyway. You know, 5 minutes time left.
And I think, I mean, Sam always checks these things and he always likes to look out. Yeah. But I believe you're the only place in the UK that has these in stock.
Right, that's a very good point. Yeah.
I don't believe anywhere else. He did one of those goggle searches.
Because
it's always better to know.
Absolutely. Also, the other thing I will say, one thing, sometimes, and I have been bitten by this, sometimes it says, oh yeah, we have it in stock, and they don't. So here, you know that it's going to be dispatched ASAP.
But do your own goggling, because I know it's been done, so you know, and you'll find
£10 saving as well.
So I said we'd talk about the metal shim. Yes. This is why it's part of the future-proof and it's part of included, but this is so... I'm now going to cut fabric.
Right.
This came from my stash because as a crafter, and unlike most people at home, I haven't actually sewn in an awfully long time, but I still have more fabric, and I even bought the William Morris one. The beautiful, you know, the fat quarter bundle.
But you are like me. You find sewing very soothing, isn't it?
Oh yeah, completely. I haven't done it for a long time, but I'm not missing out on the fabric.
Absolutely.
So this came from my stash. These are the handmade by Hayley quilting dies, and this is the great thing. As I said, the machine's designed to grow with you. Yeah. And you maybe have no interest in cutting fabric or grey board or any of those things now. But you may find in the future you really want to, and you might not go, oh well, I'm not going to do it now, and I can't see it for ages. Right. But we've all said that. But then 3 years down the line, your machine is still running, and you suddenly I've become more into soft crafting things. It needs to cover it. So I've got 4 layers of 100% cotton here. I've got 2 of Hayley's dyes. I've gone base plate. Remember, C plate on the bottom. My metal shim,
which comes with the machine as well.
Which comes with the machine and the B plate, so I'm not adding anything to this. Again, on, run, present it, and it will go through, and you'll hear it. Yeah, go. I mean, that sound, I have to say, it's scary, but it's a good sound. Well, it's all about, isn't it? Because it's not cutting, it's crushing. It's crushing. The dies are not sharp, they do not cut. It's about the amount of pressure you've got. And it's not just about the most pressure, It's about the pressure being right.
Yeah.
So here, but this is the other reason why, to be honest, I don't know if you've got it on this show, you can get a Crafts 2 A4 and A5 metal shim as a pair. That's why I get them, because I have one that I keep for fabric and one I keep for paper, because again in the 11 o'clock show I'll show you how to finish off a die that's difficult. But there, this is cotton cut, but I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, cut perfectly with no problems through the same machine as a paper crafter. You might not be quilting yet, but we all move on. We either move from that or to it. We cycle round, don't we, as crafters?
And it's not even as a quilter. As a mixed media artist, you may want to die cut all those different materials that you may have.
Like some lovely burlap.
Ooh!
So I'll do that at 11.
Well, that's a beautiful colour. You have me so good with that gorgeous colour. You will be back at 11 o'clock with Dawn Wheeler presenting, who is the first day at the craft store presenting. So let's give her a very big welcome. And then, of course, we have the ability to ask questions here at the craft store. So email us in studio@thecraft store. We will get it ready, those questions for the shows. And remember to check out your baskets. 20% for the monthly mega deal, which is a month's worth of stock, and it is an incredible popular machine. You can read reviews online from fellow crafters. You can read, obviously John raves about it. I rave about it. I think it is an incredible machine because it gives me that sense of, and it gives John as well, that sense of you don't have to worry about it.
You don't. I mean, I would say if you go onto my YouTube channel, you'll see all of the shows that I've done in the craft store over the last 2 or 3 years, and you'll see that, unless it's a Kaleido or a smaller show, you'll see that the same machine being used on every single one. The confidence that you have to have as a demonstrator to bring the same machine and the same one that you are not connected with, that this is nothing to do with Crafts 2.
Absolutely,
I earn nothing from anyone buying one. This is my personal one. You watch the videos, you'll see I use it constantly. And that, to me, is the telling point.
I'm going to say it. I have got a show with Miss P Dies at 9 o'clock. I'm going to grab one of the backstage Go Power and Emboss because I can trust. There are other machines, but that's the one I select. And if it's the one that you select, do make sure to check out your baskets, including, of course, with that £10 saving, whether you spread the cost or not. Thank you, John. We'll see you later. But now, after the break, the two Dawns, Dawn Wheeler first presenting our here